in order to live a life that's full of energy and vitality and full of just a nice, happy outlook, we have got to put self-care at the top of our list every day, daily, 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 so that we have better energy, we have better vitality, and we are able to really flourish in life. And that's what I'm here to help you do.
We're in the kitchen with lifestyle coach and cookbook author Polly Pitchford, author of Healthy Cooking One Foot Out the Door.
In the next 30 seconds, just sit there and think, that would be fun. Exercise! And this is where she lost her audience. I think you're having fun. Yeah. But don't be overwhelmed. Da, 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 that's why I'm here. In fact, sitting here right now, just take one arm and reach it up over, just a little bit up and over. And take a nice deep breath with that. And do the other arm. It can be just chair stretches. Oh, tell me that doesn't feel pretty darn good. And then sitting there in the chair, do a little side twist. So you're getting your spine just a little bit, yeah. Would you tuck in her tag, by the way, while you're there? Thank you. And do the twist to the other side. It's just a gentle spinal twist. And would you please fluff out the back of her hairdo while you're there? So that also gets the breathing going. So think about stretching and flexibility, shoulder range of motion. Oh, could you get that for me? No. You try those stretches and get that mobility back. It is never too late. The body wants to respond, and it will if you give it the attention, the gentle attention over time. So stretching is so important. Balance. The other really important thing, especially as we age, here's a statistic. The #1 reason for admittance to the ER from an assisted living facility, that is falls, broken bones from a fall, because we've lost balance and we didn't have the flexibility enough to step out there and maybe catch ourselves. So balance is so important, and it can be brushing your teeth. It can be while you're peeling a carrot. Or it can be a Tai Chi class. They have it on the schedule here. So you start your breathing, and it can be real simple. Just lift a leg, step over, bring it back, and it's neat because you do it in a group usually. So it's a nice group training. And it's quiet and it's meditative, and you work range of motion. So I really encourage you to find a Tai Chi tape or get in a group and do it. It's so much fun in a group. So balance is so important. And one of my very favorite moves, the last exercise move I will give you an option of adding to your day, are squats. I said it. The whole lower body. Here's another statistic. The #1 reason for admittance to assisted living facilities in the state of Florida is because you can't do this without assistance. Now, there's a lot of other reasons for admittance, but this is #1 because you can't get up off the chair, off the toilet, off the couch. Oh, come on. I say let's do some squats and stay independent longer. And I know during my classes, they are groaning. They don't want to do it. I said, 10 more, because we want to stay independent longer. But they're not really fun to do. The only way I've decided they're fun to do is to put on some really rockin' music. Music will get you inspired to do anything, and they will make even squats fun. I see some eyeballs rolling in the back of your head. I see some shaking heads. I would like to prove this out. Okay, you guys. I would like, for those of you who want to scoot to the edge of your chair, get those feet underneath you. Now, there's a chair in front of you that you can hold on to help if you want to do this, okay? We need a little James Brown. Come on up. And sit down. Come on, stand up. Hey, sit on down. Get up off of that thing. that. I tell you, you're laughing, you're squirting those endorphins, you're healing those cells, you're reducing the stress, you're increasing your health. That is fun. You're one of the healthiest audience I've seen just from doing that exercise alone. How do you feel? Did your energy go up? You feel a little happier in your skin? Yeah, you did so great. One of the biggest sources of stress for women is our tendency to overcommit. Man, I keep learning this one the hard way. Last year at about this time, I overcommitted in a very big way, and I hope I've learned my lesson. About a year ago, I was going to be talking to 300 women in Saginaw, Michigan. And I had the brilliant idea that instead of just talking about the deliciousness and benefits of nuts and seeds, what better than to bring each of them their own snack attack pack, I called them. Dumb idea. Who do I think it was? Oprah? You get a bag of nuts, and you get a bag of nuts, and you get a bag of nuts. Anyway, I wish you had been there. I mean, literally, I wish you'd been there to help me, because 3 days before the event, there I was cooking, labeling, stuffing all these bags full of nuts and seeds, and we're stuffing, and we're stuffing, and I went around the clock with this. Didn't realize how long it would take me, and it put me a little late on the road to the airport. All right, a lot late. But I was making up time on this hour and 15-minute drive to the airport when traffic jam. It's okay, we're okay, you're okay. I'm talking to myself like I'm in labor. Breathe in, breathe out, deep breath in. And I'm inching along, and I finally get to long-term parking, which will always be renamed long way to go parking in my head. So I quickly lug this 40-pound suitcase full of nuts out of my car. I'm teetering on my cute little heels that don't seem so cute anymore, and I'm looking for the monorail. Now, where's that monorail? Where is that monorail? Have you ever had one of those dreams, awful dreams, where you have to go someplace really important and you're running really, really late, and you can't find your pants? Well, you look all over the place for these bleeping pants, and they're not there. That's what it felt like looking for this monorail. I went up one floor, it wasn't there. I went down 2 floors, it wasn't there either. I went back up around, and I finally find the monorail, and I get on, and we go stop by automatic stop to the terminal. Okay, we're cutting it really close now, you know, and I'm talking to myself. I'm like, this is not your reality. This is only perception. You only create what you think of. You finally get to the terminal, and I go walking at roller luggage top speed to the counter to check in. I'm sorry, it's too late to check your bag. What? Maybe they'll take it at the gate. And we're running to the escalator, which I finally get on, which happens to be, by the way, the slowest escalator ever made in the history of mankind, with a line of people in front of me, and they're not even moving a muscle. It was like the Twilight Zone. Well, I finally get to the top, and I go bounding over to the gate. You know, boarding pass, check. ID, check. Bag of nuts. I'm sorry, that's too big to check in here. What? And so I go sprinting back to the down escalator, which seems slower than the first one, and longer too. It's taking me down 1 floor too many. And I see my ticket agent. I'm like, there she is. Wait for me. I have to talk to you. And I go back up 1 floor, tearing around, re-injuring a hamstring. True story. Get back to her, gripped in white panic. I'm terrorized. And I said, they won't take my bag. They won't take my bag. I'm sorry. Too late. Well, let me just leave it in a locker. No lockers since 9/11. Oh, right. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave it here for 300 lucky airport employees. Free food, everybody. Hot nuts. Come and get your hot roasted nuts right here. When out of my chaos came the dulcet tones of Debbie G. And she said, I can get you on a later flight that will get you to Saginaw only 1 hour later. The clouds parted. The sun shone. Are there birds singing in here? They're probably here for my nuts. So there I was, sitting in coach, with that 60-pound suitcase of nuts safely tucked in the belly of the plane. And we flew o'er the land, and we landed safely in Saginaw. And as I'm sinking back into that hour-long taxi ride to the hotel, exhausted, starving, of course, I haven't thought to pack my own snack attack pack in my pocketbook. We get to the hotel, and I go staggering around to the popped trunk, and no breath, no suitcase. That evil bag of nuts was circling at baggage claim back at Saginaw Airport, probably saying, "Ma, Ma, where are you, Ma?" I just wanted to give up. But I couldn't. I had done so much. I had come so far to get these friggin' snack attack packs to these 300 women who probably had nut allergies anyway. But I couldn't give up. I had to make one last effort. So, $70 more to the taxi driver, 5 hours of travel, 3 escalators, and 1 pulled hamstring later, I got my nuts to Saginaw. And they were a hit. And 300 blissfully unaware women swore they would never travel without them again. Oh, and my booking agent was thrilled. She was like, "Oh, you've got to do this again. It was such a hit." Now, there are lots of takeaways from the story. The first one being, do not overcommit. Don't bite off more than you can chew. The second one being time management. Always leave an hour earlier than you think you need to leave. And the third and most important one, use FedEx when it absolutely positively has to get there overnight. We live with this constant stress, and it sort of depletes our adrenals day after day after day, which wouldn't be so bad if we gave it time to replenish. But guess what? Here comes another day of this ongoing low-grade chronic stress, and we really never give ourselves a chance to replenish those adrenal glands. Let me make this a little more clear. The adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys where they excrete the stress hormones, adrenaline, and cortisol. That's my Julia Child in the science lab. These are the fight or flight hormones, and they evolved into a perfect system that really, really helped us out. Back in the day, if you rounded a boulder and came face to face with a saber-toothed tiger, wah, you either hightailed it out of there back to the cave safely, or you were torn limb from limb, in which case you never had to worry about making dinner again or washing out dirty loincloths. Either way, the stress ended. Now let's say you made it safely back to the cave. In that scenario, the cortisol then comes into the stream and levels out and sort of brings the body back to homeostasis, back to a nice healthy balance, to live another day. To put this in modern day terms, when you are suspended 200 feet above the earth, click, and released at 100 miles an hour down. This is me and my 2 boys on Shikra at Busch Gardens last year. Wah! That's a scarf up around my neck. I didn't have a brace on. They wouldn't let me on. This totally depleted my adrenals. I am sure of it. And 1 year later, I'm hoping I have recovered and gotten back a little better. Modern day terms. So this is what we need to keep in the forefront of our mind. When you've had a stressful day, how do you recover? How do you replenish? How do you recharge your batteries? Find something that makes you laugh or smile every day. Find it, seek it out. Here's the great news. Even the anticipation of something fun later on, like it's a show or a movie you're going to watch, or a fun person you're going to hang out with, even that anticipation of the event goes to work changing the cellular structure into those healthier cells. Really? How good is that? Even thinking about it. The cells are getting healthy, and when your cells are healthy, you're healthy. So here's the great news. You don't have to be good at any of this. You don't have to get it right every time. In fact, statistic, the human body makes over 300 billion new cells every day. What? 300 billion new cells every day. You know the way I look at that? 300 billion do-overs. Yeah. All you have to do now is just keep making attempts and taking stabs at eating healthier, at moving more throughout the day, at finding the fun in life and releasing those feel-good hormones, and you will have tapped into the wellspring of the art of flourishing. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much.